Guys, it's Emily here to talk about the plate tectonics in Venezuela and the two different types of plate boundaries that we can find in this region are a convergent boundary and transform boundary between the Caribbean plate and the South American plate. And from the reading on internal processes from class, we know that a convergent boundary is when plates collide and result in the removal or compression of the surface crust. And you can see that by the darker blue arrows on the left side, pointing to the purple line, which is the convergent boundary, and the blue spiked line, which shows the subduction zone, where the South American plate is being subducted under the Caribbean plate, which creates volcanoes like those in the Lesser Antilles volcanic arc. And the second kind of boundary we know is a transform boundary, which is when two plates slip past one another laterally, which leads to transform faults in seismic activity, especially earthquakes. And we can see that in the lighter blue arrow pointing to the green line. One of the worst earthquakes in history in Venezuela was in 1812. It was a magnitude of 7.7 and around 15,000 people died. It affected many large bodies of water as well. A new lake formed and the Urubi River was dammed up. And two other earthquakes recently have occurred in 2009 and 2010. In the 2010 earthquake, here's some damage. It was located in Carupano. In eastern Venezuela, we can find mud volcanoes as a result of the convergent boundary. A mud volcano is a volcano that doesn't produce lava, but instead produces mud and gases from the earth. In this picture is a popular volcano in the area where tourists come and visit and sit in the mud and claim that it has healing powers. And finally, this is the article that I did my RASP on. It was about future seismic activity, and I chose this because it focused on plate boundaries and their effects on the Caribbean, in particular the El Pilar Fault, which is located in Venezuela. This article focused more on Trinidad, which is an island right off the coast of Venezuela, but still affects Venezuela very much. And so the scientists were trying to find out about future seismic events, future earthquakes, by looking at past ones, especially prehistoric earthquakes. And the scientists concluded by looking at the Central Range Fault that other earthquakes like those in the past that had ruptured the ground surface would happen again in the future and would pose a threat to Trinidad and Venezuela. And this picture shows a map of Trinidad, and the red line going right through the middle is the Central Range Fault, where most of the earthquakes occur. So that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, please post them below. Thanks.